bigger at first. Keeper. He freaking slammed that thing.
What's going on, everybody? Jesse Joan here. If you've been watching my channel, you've been seeing me catch a good many fish on a jerkbait. I promised one of my viewers that I would go over some jerkbait colors in one of my videos, and I also want to show off the rod I use for jerkbait fishing. So I'm just going to try to keep this video as short and sweet as possible. We're just going to dive into the colors I use. It's not a science. You know, I use these tips kind of as a guideline, so don't you know, take this as an absolute, but you know, basically I throw 4 different colored jerkbaits depending on the conditions. The 4 things I'm looking at is, well, the 2 things I'm looking at, is it a bright day or is it a cloudy day? You know, low light versus sunny, as well as clear water versus stained water. I don't throw a jerkbait in muddy water, so first thing I'm looking at is clear water. Is it clear or is it stained? After I look at that, I'm looking at, you know, the sky. You know, early morning or cloudy conditions, low light conditions, clear water. The jerkbait I'm reaching for is a Megabass, a leggy bone. That's the one I like in clear water, overcast conditions. Now, if I have clear water and sunny conditions, I'm going to some sort of Pro Blue or Ghost Sexy Shad. The 2 jerkbaits I throw is either the Megabass 110 or the 110 plus one, depending on the depth I'm targeting. I use them about equal, depending on, you know, the depth of water I'm fishing and how deep I think those fish are. So those are my 2 clear water baits. And if we get into stained water, still, I'm, you know, looking at the sky. If I have stained water with sunny conditions, I'm throwing this pearl white. Works really, really well. Now, if I have muddy conditions and it's cloudy, I really like this Megabass Sexy Shad. It's kind of a chrome color. It gives off a little bit of shine. Why would I not throw this in sunny conditions? Well, the sun reflecting off it, it's just almost too vibrant, too sunny for it. I will throw this color in clear water sometimes. If I'm just not getting bit on that leggy bone, this is another great color for, you know, cloudy conditions, clear water. Even on cloudy, low light conditions, there's still light, and this thing will reflect light. I just don't want it to be overwhelming. So those are my 2 muddy water colors. I do swap out, you know, here and there. I throw a leggy bone sometimes in dirtier water as well. But that's my guideline. Those 4 for those 4, you know, conditions: muddy water versus, stained water versus clear water, sunny conditions versus cloudy conditions. I keep it pretty simple. If you've been watching my channel and seen some of my jerkbait videos from last year, you might remember me saying that color really isn't that important. It's, you know, where you're putting the jerkbait, finding that strike zone, and figuring out the cadence to trigger some bites is way more important than the color of the jerkbaits you're throwing. So, hope this tip helped. Now, I do want to, you know, show you guys the jerkbait rod that I throw. Here's one right here. This one might look a little goofy to you. There's the end of it. That's right, this is just a blank. What's awesome about my jerkbait rod is one that I build. What's cool about that? Well, as fishermen, we're all different heights. So a 7-foot jerkbait rod won't work the same for somebody that's like me at 6'1", or a guy that's 5'6". You know, depending on how you work the rod. What I like about my jerkbait rod is I can custom make it to the exact length that I want. Here's one that this is my jerkbait rod that's completely finished. You know, it's that same rod, all the guides, handles put on it. This rod is actually 6'10" and a half. That is perfect for me. When I give this rod downward twitches, I'm not hitting the water, and that's very important. This rod's a little bit stiffer than some might could think for a jerkbait, but it's very, very parabolic. So it's not a super soft tip, which allows me to have complete control over that jerkbait. I can get that jerkbait to do things other rods can't make that jerkbait do. and it definitely allows me to get some extra bites. And then throughout the backbone, it's a pretty soft rod that usually leaves those fish hooked up pretty good. Will I lose more fish on that rod than some other rods? Probably. Jerkbait's one of them baits that you won't ever catch all your bites. It's just going to happen. It's treble hook bait. There's a lot of weight there. You're usually dealing with smaller, thin hooks. You're not going to catch all the fish. And that rod's probably not the most ideal for landing as many fish as possible. It's going to give me a lot of extra bites because I have complete control of that jerkbait. I can do things with that jerkbait. It's going to trigger a lot more fish. So that's the rod I like. If you guys are local and want one, I can make them anywhere between, they come 7 foot. I can shorten them up to about 6, 8. Anything less than that, you probably don't want a different blank. But they're about $350 for each rod if you're local. I don't ship rods, but if you want one, they're between $300 and $350 depending on the handles and the guides that you want on them. Usually takes me about 2 weeks to build them. But that's the rod I use. Those are the colors I use. I hope you guys learned something. Still jerkbait season. You know, we've been having a lot of cold fronts this past April, beginning part of May. So until the fish spawn, we'll be throwing a jerkbait, and then right after they spawn, we got, you know, the shad spawn coming up. So I'll be throwing a jerkbait until probably the 4th of July. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.